We're given a Venn diagram which shows three events happening, A, B, and C, and their associated probabilities. These numbers inside are the probabilities. But we also have a Q and a P, which is unknown. The first question says, find the probability of A. The probability of A will be found in this segment. We can add these two probabilities, 0.13 plus 0.25, to get the answer of 0.38. And this is enough to give you that 1 mark in here. Showing the answer is all you need to do. Now we're given a very important information that the events B and C are independent, and we need to find the value of P and Q. In this question B, you are going to get 3 marks. The 3 marks are going to be dependent on you being able to describe the events B and C as being independent. So, what is the definition of independent events? Events are independent if the occurrence of one doesn't result in any change in the occurrence of another event. I wrote this on the sidelines here, but to get the mark that you want for this, you need to write down the multiplication rule for independent events. So independence implies that the probability of B and C is equal to the probability of B multiplied by the probability of C. This is a specific multiplication rule to calculate joint probabilities. You only need to write this line. The probability of B intersection C is equal to the probability of B multiplied by the probability of C. And this is all you need to get your first mark in here, mark 1. Now we need to find the value of P and the value of Q for the other 2 marks. So let's have a look at our Venn diagram again. And the probability of B intersection C is going to be right here, which is 0.3. So we start writing 0.3 is equal to, now what's the probability of B? The probability of B is these segments in here, including the 0.3. So we will now write down that it is, put it in brackets, 0.25 plus 0.05 plus 0.3. Now we'll multiply all this by the probability of C, which is this area and this area. That is 0.3, and we have unknown P. Working this out, I have 0.3 equal to 0.6 multiplied by 0.3 plus P. This will give us 0.5 if we divide 0.3 by 0.6, which is equal to 0.3 plus P, which means that P is going to equal to 0.2. And this is your second mark here. Another mark. Now we need to find Q, but we know that the sum of all the probabilities is equal to 1. So in that case, 1 minus the sum of all these probabilities, 0.13 plus 0.25 plus 0.05 plus 0.3 3 plus our value of Q, of P, which was 0.2. If we take away all this, we should get the value of Q, which is 1 minus 0.93, and that is the value of Q. So Q is going to be equal to 0.07. And this is where you will get your third mark. Now we come to our final question. We're looking at finding the probability of A given B complement. Before I go on, you would do me a huge favor if you would consider subscribing to this particular channel. It's completely free, you know, and it helps my channel to grow. It helps me out and helps other people to find the videos. All right? This is a conditional probability. It's the probability that event A will occur if event complement B has already occurred. Now, complement B means anything but B. If complement B has already occurred, then that will be our sample space here. And now we need to find the probability where A intersects with complement B. Let's examine the numerator where it says probability of A intersection complement B. You should know where that section is without doing all the shading. And the section in red over here will indicate where you'll find the probability of A intersecting with B complement. It is a Venn diagram that you should be very, very familiar with. And so the probability of complement B can be found in this blue section over here. So let's relate this to our Venn diagram above. The red segment C is represented here by 0.13. So we can write 0.13 above over here. And that is divided by everything which is not B. Not B means not in here. So we are going to have to add 0.13. We need to add Q, which we already know what that is. That is 0.07. And we need to add P, which we've also found out to be 0.2. And this will give us an answer of 13/40. 2 marks associated with this last problem, and one of the marks will be on you being able to show the method. And by the method, I mean that you understand how to write this rule here above that I'm highlighting. And the other one will be on the accuracy of your answer. And that will be 13/4. And you can actually write this as decimal 0.325, I believe. So 1 mark for here. And the other mark is going to be the final solution here. 1 mark.